Hi everybody, we are with Lotus Lindez, am I correct?
Lotus Lindez,
And today we are talking about, what, Erica?
He didn't even introduce me. Like, I'm sitting here at the
Erica.
end of the table.
I think we all know who you are.
I guess everybody should know who I am, but I am Erica.
Just assumed you were famous.
That's, I mean, the truth, let it be.
Yeah.
So Wes, what is the big question we have for Lotus today?
What do you do?
What does she
I
do?
I shower sometimes.
You know, stay clean.
Sometimes?
No, you can't do it all the time.
Oh.
obviously.
Once a week at
Yeah.
least.
Oh my God.
So I work as a user experience designer. Basically, I'm part of designing like apps, websites, games, anything with like some kind of like digital interface or screen. My people are designing that. So what does someone do who designs technology?
Yeah.
And so you would think like we're like synonymous with like programmers who are like, I don't know, like sit, at a computer and like program stuff all day. And there are some days where I'm just at a computer designing stuff all day. But there's this whole other side to it where it's studying how people behave and trying to solve their problems. Like what way can we solve their problem with technology?
Can you give us an example of that?
Sure. So in a past job I had, I was working on an e-commerce site for like engineers and mechanics to buy parts for machines. And one of the issues we noticed people were having was dealing with like magnets. Apparently we had a lot of returns on on magnet sales. So we went out into like different workshops and factories and whatever. We would interview people and we'd ask them, how do you use magnets? What are different properties you use? What kinds of different magnets do you use around your shop? And we would try to identify, okay, what is the issue here? And we could spend like an hour up with people talking about it until we eventually figured out that one of the biggest problems is that people cannot predict how strong a magnet will be by just looking at it on a website. We can try.
It's kind of like clothing.
Yeah,
If you think
like you don't know
about
how it fits.
Like, I don't like buying clothing online unless it's like a shirt. I only buy it in large because I know a large would at least fit me when I buy it online.
Exactly.
But it's like, there's no way of trying it on or trying it out. So it's like you have a tendency of returning them because they don't fit or something.
Yeah. Buying clothing is a good example of that. Like you don't really know how the clothing is going to behave. You don't really know how a magnet's going to behave. It behaves differently in different situations. If you hold a magnet up, it's going to be able to hold less material than if it was flat on the table, or it's going to have less weight that it can carry. So, so as designers, we actually had an expert come in and teach us about magnets. So that way we can, because you have to really study your subject matter carefully before you can design for the user, right?
And I know we have a limited time to hang out, so I kind of want to like get into like where did this like tech design like
come from?
And come from your personality. Like were you like did you like design when you were like young and like?
Well, yes. I actually liked theater a lot when I was a kid. Like I was very into like. Yeah, I know you like theater.
All right, keep going.
So that was my thought, was that theater was this ultimate art form. I want to be in the theater world. But then as I got like my first computer in high school and I started getting more involved in like games, and I realized like games are also a very high art form, and I started to love them similarly to how I love theater.
Yeah.
I got into user experience from games. And I was originally trying to be a game designer, and I realized, there's like this wider world of different technology I can make from it. But I'm very inspired as a designer by pop culture. So I love like sci-fi. I brought my like Steven Universe cup because like
let him see.
I just my Garnet is right there for you all. But I messaged you like how I really like the Terminator movies.
Oh, yes.
Like
so good.
I rewatched a lot of them recently, and
what was your thoughts on the last one?
So actually, like I know a lot of people don't like a lot of remakes, and I honestly I understand remake fatigue is a serious problem in the United States. But I also think that this last Terminator really brought up some great points that I think the previous movies lacked. Spoilers? Spoiler warning? Okay. So in the movie, they basically revealed that John Connor actually doesn't necessarily have to be the savior of the human race. Yeah. Because even if John Connor didn't exist, Terminator kills him, somebody else would rise and other people would rise to take over the machine. Yeah. And likewise, if you destroy one corporation, that's going to do something to destroy the world,
Exactly.
which is what Cyberdyne was doing. They're building technology that ended up taking over everything. Sure, you could take that one down, but then another one will pop up in its place.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, I didn't really take it as
infinite loop.
infinite
It's
loop.
like no matter what you do, someone else is going to come in and do the same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Stop.
Honestly, unless
Never say
good
never.
people are in tech, like it could totally happen.
Yeah.
You know, like we have our military's investing like billions of dollars into technology in the military. We have to make sure that like the ethical side of technology like persists, and that becomes more and more talked about. So back to that.
It's just a circle of just like everything. I don't know. I had a point in my head and it sounded really good, but I'll just leave it up to the circle of tech. I don't know, whatever. No, I appreciate you kind of like going over that, of like to being so nerdy about a lot of different things, but ultimately, professionally, leisurely, especially playing games and watching movies. It's like everything that we do and everything that we are passionate about is somehow connected. That's the point that I was trying to make.
That's such a great point.
It's true. I know. That's right. No, but I appreciate you coming and talking to us about it. It's so cool what you do, and I love learning about just different things that I have known.
Yeah, I've
nothing
never
about.
met anybody that does what you do. And
Yeah.
it's kind of interesting to have these conversations because I actually never thought about it.
Yeah, you never think about how it's made. It's just, it's cool.
Right.
Why these testings are necessary,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Perfect.
So-
I appreciate you coming on the show. Do you have any of course, anytime. Do you have like any like social media like people can follow? Like do you like get updated like with the projects that you're doing? or-
Lotus Level Up, Lotus_Level Up.
right there.
Cool. And then I have my Twitter is Lotux Design. So it's Lotus with an X.
Perfect.
Twitter.
I appreciate it. Wes and I are always happy to have new guests on our show. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, like most importantly, because we'll have even more fun episodes.
And share if you can, please. The more people we get, the better.
Yeah.
If you're interested in being in the show, please feel free to message us at any time.
Also, I want to do a fun thing. I want you guys to comment on this episode to tell me which Terminator movie you like the best
Two.
and why. Excuse me? What'd you say?
Two.
Okay.
I didn't say anything.
All right.
I was helping them out.
Oh, you're helping out. All right. Awesome.
Undeniably the best. But.
Awesome. All right. Thank y'all. See you later. Bye.